It was on Friday when Senator Michael Nicholas raised concern over implementing salary increases for management-level employees, along with the governor, lieutenant governor, and even senators, when the quality of life for the people of Guam has not improved.
So I introduced Bill 268 so that we can work towards bringing our rank-and-file employees more up to the national standard, but also so that we can set a performance standard for our leadership, so that we can encourage all of our leaders to work towards improving the quality of life of our people in order for them to get their raises.
The bill approves the Government of Guam Competitive Wage Act of 2014, but requires a performance-based standard not only for the governor and lieutenant governor, but GovGuam directors and deputy directors, along with the Attorney General and the public auditor.
What I want to make sure of, though, is that if we're going to be comparing salaries, we're also comparing outcomes.
According to the proposed performance pay plan, those positions that fall under the requirement shall only get paid after the Civil Service Commission certifies that certain criteria has been met for the last calendar year, as it relates to responsible agencies such as whether Guam's quarterly unemployment rate declines, current school year's standardized test scores for DOE students increases compared to the previous school year, crime declines, and medical costs are addressed.
I think that if we do set a standard and we do give all of our leadership something to work towards and incentivize improving our people's lives, then it's a win-win for leadership and for the community.
This proposal, however, has drawn criticism, as we should note this requirement has exempted senators who, under the bill, would not be receiving a pay increase either. The governor's office has found pegging every elected official's salary increase to performance except for the Guam legislature is ironic.
It is the really pinnacle of contradiction to hold all elected officials except senators to the same standards that they want to hold others.
Acting Governor Ray Tenorio says he appreciates the fact that Nicholas wants to hold leaders accountable, however believes the idea doesn't make sense, calling into question the logic that went into the bill.
How is a public auditor supposed to affect unemployment? Or how is the Attorney General supposed to affect the SATs or the education system? Look, we're all one government, and we all have some dovetailing in different respects, right, that happens because we're supposed to be one cohesive, small community that's working together. But in fact, many jobs really don't affect other outcomes within the community.
He further notes that the only elected officials who ever saw a pay raise in the last 20 years were senators in December 2010, adding it was not based on merit or performance, rather on the salary of judges. The governor's office has since recommended senators be included in the proposed performance pay plan by deleting their initial pay raise and provide that senators can get their pay raise back if they meet the requirements of the performance pay plan. Nicholas was not a senator when the salary increase was implemented.
If the governor is proposing that we should take cuts because of certain performance standards not being met, I'm more than willing to have that conversation and again applying it across the board.
And just as senators are exempt from the performance pay plan, so are the mayors. Under the governor's plans, mayors' salaries would go from $45,000 to $75,000. Under Bill 268, the salaries of mayors would still increase, however only to $56,000. Nicholas says salaries that mayors currently receive don't reflect the challenges they face, and the nominal increase recognizes the work that they do. But why not put it to the amount proposed by the governor's plans?
All throughout the United States, the senators, the state legislatures make less than the mayors because the mayor's responsibilities are a lot larger. But what's unique to Guam is that what a mayor's tasked to do, there's no other job description like it in the world.
Mayor's Council of Guam Vice President and Sinahania Mayor Robert Hoffman has issues with Bill 268.
It's disheartening and discouraging because really we do a lot more than the legislature. And if you even just compare staffing patterns and the salaries they pay their people to do work and what we get paid to do, it's by far less. And so their people are paid top dollar, and for what? And during this past heavy rains, these past few days, weekends included, I really doubt any single person in Guam was saying, hey, let's call a senator up and try to fix our flooding issues or clear the storm drain or cut these down trees.
He has the amount recommended by the Hay Group is even more than Nicholas's proposal. The Mayor's Council was on hand during Friday's briefing, during which Hoffman says the freshman senator had asked the mayors to go back as a body and discuss what is an acceptable amount. The bill, however, was introduced before that meeting could ever take place. Hoffman, meanwhile, tells KUAM that Nicholas had informed him today that the pegged amount is actually not a concrete figure and is open to changing it as a result of the mayor's executive meeting this week. Nicholas, meanwhile, adds that in the future, if senators were ever to get an increase, he believes it has to go through its own independent scrutiny on whether they deserve it at all. A public hearing is set for this Friday on Bill 268 at 12 noon. Nicholas says he hopes to have the bill heard on this month's session agenda thereafter. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Ken Quintaniza.